Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. And we're your hosts on the big show, Shakin' Big. We got Bernard Dog, Bernard Green, and El Capitan JC Kirk. Got a decent amount on our plates tonight, gentlemen. Hearty conversation. It's just the beginning of fall. We got a little bit of a Thanksgiving meal of a show tonight. The women continue to just take advantage of these situations and thrive in them when given by Triple H. And, you know, there hasn't been excuses yet. So we'll just keep riding this wave while it's hot. Asuka, Io, Kairi, Rhea in a tag team match at Crown Jewel. It's going to be Rhea and Io versus Asuka and Kairi. We're going to talk about how we get there, what the dynamics are going to be headed into that match, because let's be honest, it's not clear. It's sticky. It's going to be messy. There's a lot of feelings on both sides. Getting into all of it, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes talking about taking advantage of opportunity. Gentlemen, they're both world champions. They don't need to cook on the microphone like they do. They're already getting the big check, and they're cooking it like they're on the come up right now, and it's as good as it could get. And we're going to play a little bit of love connection with that one. We're going to talk about some of the best wrestling soulmates, in your guys' opinion, throughout history. We're going to get chat involved. Some of the best rivalry, some of the best two wrestlers you've seen work together over a period of time that almost never seem to miss. So I think that would be fun to kind of talk about just a little bit. Gentlemen, the impossible, the seemingly impossible, has been accomplished. Oba Femi has been dethroned. He is no longer the NXT champion. Ricky Saints is that man. What's next for him? How long will he have the belt? How long will he stay on NXT? Everybody knows how big he was in AEW. We'll talk about that as well. Roman Reigns returns, much to my shock. I almost fell up out my chair, and I'm going to yell. I had to yell at my cat. Sorry. Yeah, Roman comes back. Jimmy, don't know how he's feeling about Jay's energy being reinforced by Roman being there. If you watch the end of Raw, Jimmy was not chopping it up with his cousin and brother. He was on the road like, man, what are we doing? We will get to that as well. Sami Zayn continuing the hot tradition. We need to know who you guys want to see walk out the curtain next for Sami Zayn's open challenge for the U.S. title. He announced he will continue tomorrow night. But gentlemen, before any of that goes down, how the heck are we?
Oh, we good, man. It's spooky season. October's here. Oh, man, it's the best time of year for me, at least. I don't know about y'all, but I like when it gets cold. Just enough. Oh, bonfires, scary movies. What's not to love?
Dressing up in costumes too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I try to get this one to see a movie. JC Kirk, a scary movie, but he talked about he's scared of movies and all that, which all that ain't not but straight up make believe stuff. But I'm doing good. The week's winding down as usual. Football. Watch the football.
Wait, Bernard, we're not friends this week, pal.
What do you mean? What happened?
What's going on Sunday?
Oh, Carolina and Miami.
Yeah, fins up. Listen, I don't like you this week.
Bottom.
I'm instinctually disagreeing with everything you say tonight, just at a purpose. I'm glad you guys are doing well. We're having fun tonight already. Super Chen, I'm glad you're doing well. Welcome to the Ringside Rant podcast. Appreciate you stopping by. Everybody else, I'm very interested in how you all are doing as well. Let me know. Chen, I appreciate you, homie. Right off the top,
that's one of my Oscar followers.
Super Chen, let's go. Listen, so Super Chen, I didn't even do this on purpose. We're doing this for you. We're kicking it off just as hot as the women did on Monday night. And I mean, my goodness, Asuka doubles down on the turn on Io. Io's like, you guys are my family. I still love you. Like, we need to talk about this. We need to work this out. Rhea's not your enemy. I don't know why you're doing this. And Asuka's like, oh, word? You saw what I did to her? Hope Take that.
Yeah.
And then this what was her family / sister a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. And how the world turns so fast. That attack comes. Kairi's in the middle of it. She drops another amazing elbow. And now you head to Crown Jewel. It's official. Rhea and Io versus Asuka and Kairi, the Kabuki Warriors. And I think that's going to be one hell of a match. I mean, Rhea had this question. I think it's a very good question. Io said, yes, I can fight them. It's fine. But, like, I guess maybe it depends on who you ask. It's not that easy to fight your family. Especially, I mean, maybe if they, allegedly spit poison in your face, that's a good reason to fight somebody. But, I mean, that's tough to do. And Rhea has legitimate concerns. Bernard, the big Asuka fan on the show, you can give your take on this match, but specifically with Rhea and Io, do you think she can stay in check with Rhea?
I'm gonna say yes. See, this relationship dates all the way back in NXT. This relationship dates back in NXT, where they've been kind of friends or enemies, frenemies back then as well. And I guess in the course up to the main roster, they grow a healthy, respectable relationship towards one another. Whether they're facing alongside each other or they're facing against each other. They have a long, healthy respect, for each other. Now let's get to the Asuka dynamic. Cause see, I've been thinking about this just about all week. I think the past 2 weeks, and as much as I love Asuka, I must say it. The Empress is jealous, guys. I said it. She's jealous. Now Asuka feels that their relationship dates back even deeper before Rhea and Io. And if you look at her YouTube channel, which is great, by the way, y'all subscribe to that as well, Connor Chan TV. It's like she explained her relationship between her and Io. She feels that they actually grew a bond all the way back in Japan with her and her sister at the time was concept Triple Tails. And at the time, fast forward now, Asuka got injured, Kairi got injured, so they've been on the sideline. So in the process, they picked up Rhea and Io, this relationship that they had back in NXT. Io Sky won the World Championship just before this past WrestleMania, and they face off. Io wins; she become the first Japanese superstar since Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to win a WrestleMania match. And Asuka, like she said, she felt forgotten. In her promo pack, by the way, her promo package was awesome this past Monday Night Raw. By the way, it was off the chain. But Asuka thinks that it's fake. It's all fake. Asuka thinks that Rhea can't tell from who's real and who's fake. She believes that she taught everything her and her sister know. She believes that if it wasn't for her, which I agree with Asuka and everybody else saying this in chat and Super Chan. If it wasn't for Asuka, there wouldn't be no Io Sky. There wouldn't be no Kairi Sane. There wouldn't be no Shinsuke Nakamura. Sorry at the time. Miko Satomura, Julia, and I'm pretty sure there's more coming this way in WWE because of the Empress herself. So that's how she feels about it. But overall, I'm excited about this storyline, and I think down the line, where Io has to overcome and surpass her mentor and her master. I'm sorry. But we'll see what happens down the line. But this storyline is good for quite some time. And I want to ask you guys this, and I'm gonna pass it on to you, Shay, and you, JC Kirk. With that being said, with this compelling storyline between all four women, do you believe that a championship has to be involved or not? Yes, no, and why? What are your thoughts?
Go ahead, Jake.
JC.
So Bernard, the way you asked that question is so elegant, but I didn't hear it because all the audio went through my mic. So what was the question? I know it was about where we were at, but I didn't hear what you actually asked.
I ask is that because see, people think like I said, people jumping the gun a little bit. Again, Oscar fans and all, tone it down, let it simmer. This just happened. What I ask is that, do you think Oscar, Io, or anybody does a championship needs to be involved? A major championship needs to be involved in this storyline as of right now.
No. And this is a thing that I've said, and I bring it up every time there's a great feud without a title. Some of the best feuds in WWE history, there's not a piece of gold involved. And it's just, to me, that means more if it's really, really good. Because it's easy to make it good and compelling and interesting when there's a piece of gold on the line that somebody's never won or they've been away from it for a really long time. I get that. Asuka's the only one really in that boat. Kairi, I don't think she's in a world championship boat. So we're not really there with this story. I think 100%. I don't think adding a title would be bad. I don't think adding a title adds anything whatsoever to this. Down the line, sure. Right now, no. I think what you said, surpassing the master, 100% needs to happen. I think Io does need to beat Asuka for the title at some point. But right now, with how good this is without a title, keep it away from them, because I don't know if this is just a me thing, but when I see people putting on such a compelling story without a title, that's my favorite story on the card. Punk McIntyre was my favorite story on the card over the world title things, and that's just the most recent.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think actually putting gold in this picture would actually take away from this match and everything going on with them. They don't need a title. Like I said, if anything's going to take away. Now, to your point with Rhea being worried, listen, I don't care if you're my sister, my brother, parent, best friend. If you spit in my face, it's going down. I don't care what you're doing. I'm beating you to a pulp. So I don't think Rhea has anything to worry about this time around.
Yeah,
Fair
but
enough.
okay. Yeah. So, and I got two more questions for y'all. And this kind of hit me in a way too, what Biggie said in his podcast, I guess Raw recap and all. So it's like he said, like I said, to my point, that when Asuka signed, she brought all these people, seem like, the domino effect. And it's like Biggie said that Asuka doesn't get enough credit for what she brings to the table in WWE. And Super Chat, if you understand the chat, you pretty much agree with this too. Number one, is that obviously true that we need to give Asuka more her flowers? And number two, where does Kairi Sane stand on one is because I'm thinking later on down the line, Royal Rumble season or somewhere down the line, Io is going to end up breaking away from this kind of heel tactics and all from Asuka. She just wants everybody to be friends, but it's kind of hard right now. Peer pressure is a bitch right now, and that's what feels Kairi. And ever since she been on on TV, she been by Asuka's side since the Kabuki Warriors first formed. They won 2 or 3 tag team championship with each other and all, but it's like, for some reason, man, pretty much everybody kind of feel bad for Kairi. So does Asuka deserve more credit and deserve her flowers more? And where does Kairi Sane stand in all of this?
I think she's not getting the flowers she deserves. More, I think she's just been underutilized her whole career of WWE outside of NXT, of course. Obviously, she's had her stuff on the main roster. She's been awesome, but still, I don't think her potential is what it should be. Like, you look at what she did in New Japan and compared to WWE, I feel like she's just underutilized here. She could be so much higher, but it just could be booking, could be injury, could be whatever the case is. I feel like it needs a lot more for Asuka. Now, if Kairi, like I said last week, she's kind of like in the middle of this little divorce that's going on. I'd like to see her branch off of Asuka a little bit, maybe try to do her own thing, but with this story, it's going to be a while for that anyway. Or even see if she gets a little heel turn herself.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about the Asuka thing. It's not My whole thing was the promo stuff. And nobody creative enough until somebody figured it out with Shinsuke. The cinematic promos with subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
How many people in this country watch anime now? It's a very common thing that people watch anime. People would catch on to that very easily nowadays. And like Bernard's point, that Asuka promo on Monday where she was spitting in Japanese sounded great. I knew what she was saying because there were subtitles, and it wasn't just plain like they did like special font for it. It looked good. I didn't love the camera angles, but that's nitpicking, 1,000,000% nitpicking. It was really, really good promo. And I'm like, why was nobody creative enough to do this for so much longer? Because that is the reason you feel like Asuka's underutilized. It's because you can't get behind somebody that you don't. She has a lot to say, but she wasn't allowed to say it for a very long time.
And that was just anime. Look at all the people that use subtitles for Netflix.
In general, yeah. It's so good. Yeah, to Chen's point. Yeah, I mean, let's get Chen's been freaking lighting it up here, dude. He's really into this Asuka conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Kairi getting corrupted, and that's the next point, right? When does Kairi get her shine? She's got a lot of work to do, man. She set herself back with those couple injuries. Not to bag on her for it, but it happened, and she does have to do that work to get back to that point. And I think it doesn't even need to be in the ring stuff. I think her character work right now is doing a lot to get her back in that situation because we're talking about it on the show right now. We haven't talked about Kairi in the best light in a while, so this is really good for her right now. And we haven't even had anything negative to say about her in the ring in a while either, so that's another step in the right direction. It's going to be a slow burn with Kairi. She's going to break away from Asuka. Asuka's going to end up on her own at some point. And then you'll probably get Io and Asuka. And then Kairi will start to build herself up again. But it's going to take a while, but it'll come. But yeah, to Chen's point again, that promo on Monday, letting Asuka turn loose, absolutely phenomenal. Let's go down here to another question chat can get involved in as well. Sami Zayn continuing the tradition of the United States Open Championship. Heck of a resume so far. Has defeated the likes of Rey Fenix, Carmelo Hayes, John Cena, the greatest of all time, one of the best United States champions of all time as well. And again, to Sami Zayn, credit, absolute hat off to you. NXT superstar, the young OG Javon Evans got a chance to ball. And when he goes, that's the thing about Javon Evans. If you haven't watched him and was Friday your first opportunity, boy, was that a treat for you. He's the guy to watch for a long time. I thought he was the guy to take the belt off of Oba Femi because I thought he was going to have it a little bit longer. Then you have the whole Ricky Saints thing, and that threw a wrench into that. But it's been awesome. Question, gentlemen. Who do you want to see walk out of that curtain next when Sami Zayn walks out tomorrow night and announces the next challenge?
Dude, it'd be a perfect return for Dragunov here. I know he's technically on Raw, but make your way to SmackDown, get your return, take the U.S. title off Sammy. Oh, perfect.
You get Dragunov? That's a good one, JC. Dang, you got me thinking. Oba Femi. I know it's early.
Dang,
I know it's early. Hey, I know it's early. I know it's early, but hey, Oba Femi.
Lost one, I'll go get me another one. I like that.
Yeah.
So, my immediate thought to that is I'm going to give a take on that. I would love it if it was him to walk out. And then my immediate thought was, oh, well, you don't want him to lose in his debut. John Cena lost in his debut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he puts on a really good match and loses to a guy we thought was going to end one of the greatest title reigns of all time, Who cares? Congratulations. Welcome to the main roster. You lost to one of the best on the roster. Bernard, I really like that take. If I had to give it to somebody that I kind of feel like maybe could use a spot like this on SmackDown, I do like Dragunov a lot. I don't know.
Your feelings.
You know what? I wouldn't mind R-Truth coming in that spot.
Ooh, okay.
Just to give something different, honestly. I don't think it'll happen, but it would be fun. Wait a minute. Oh, no, that wouldn't make much sense. Because Damian Priest is supposed to make an appearance, too. I wonder if those are connected. Because Priest made when he debuted on the main roster, that was his first title, was the U.S. title. And he hasn't been doing much. So that would be interesting, too.
What if you get Miz come out here? Just if you want to throw it under the bus and Mello, you know.
I had that thought too. I had the thought of the Miz. I had the thought of oh no.
Start that feud with Mello since they already teased it.
Yeah. What did I don't even remember who's on SmackDown. Chen. That is like 60% of my issue. I'm not gonna lie. I watch a lot of SmackDown back. I'm going to be 100% honest. I do other things on Fridays.
Yeah, I got to YouTube my SmackDown most of the time.
Poor Mello. I think he lost to Sammy. Move everyone kicks out of. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Mello, and I guess we can go on that for just a quick second. Are you guys worried about Mello?
I ain't worried about him.
I think there's anything to worry about right now, but it's not that he was up here and went down. He's just stagnant right now, which is fine. You have to start somewhere. It's not like he was shot to the moon when he came to the main roster. He's just, easing it out. It's going to take time, but he's going to find a place.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat on that. I'm really not too worried about Mello. He also always takes advantage of the opportunity every time he's in it. You don't need to win every time. But yeah, I mean, we can keep rolling here with some TNA/NXT stuff. Really big news that happened. I turned off the show on Thursday, put on TNA, and Ash by Elegance retired. That was the first thing I saw. I don't know if anybody in chat, anybody really feel free to step on up and give me some more information here. I don't know the whole details as to why. I'm assuming it's something medical related. She didn't get into it in there. She's just like, thank you, did her thank yous to everybody and said she's dropping the title. But that was really something crazy, and I didn't see that coming. Formerly known as Dana Brooke in WWE. Hats off to her. Really fun career. Zach, who's always in here, was a big Dana Brooke fan. So, congratulations to you. I hope everything's okay. I hope you live a happy life. I hope this is a proactive decision in your health, as opposed to reactive where you're getting out before things get worse.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, hats off.
Yeah. It just seemed odd. It seemed like she had all this momentum on her side and then just out of the blue. So it very well could be an injury, but like you say, hopefully it's all the best for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and moving right to NXT with the TNA stuff, it's officially announced we're getting a Survivor Series style show next Tuesday on NXT, TNA versus NXT. There's going to be a men's and a women's match, so you're going to get a whole heck of a lot of that. I saw a meme on social media, so funny. Kalani Jordan, who ended up winning the TNA Knockouts Championship that night after it was vacated, and Indy Hartwell very begrudgingly counted that 3 count, led the charge into her own workplace for the TNA invasion, which was hilarious, by the way. But yeah, that is going to be absolutely red hot. You see The Rock getting emotional with how Ava's taking advantage of this situation as well, and she's really shining in the GM role. This is fun, gentlemen. I love this invasion stuff. I get to see Matt Cardona on WWE television, Mike Santana. A whole new group of people are getting to see these TNA superstars, and it's amazing. Carlos Silva's on WWE television now, like with his reactions and things like that. You're getting the Hardy Boys back on WWE television. Who says no?
Right. Dude.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all this, man. I mean, I got a feeling it's going to happen sooner or later with TNA and NXT. Like, TNA, once again, they felt disrespected by NXT by not inviting TNA to their homecoming show. I mean, yeah, and it's like, and then on top of that, NXT wrestlers taking their championships and bringing it on the NXT. And it's like, they got tired of that. So I'm looking forward to his match. The one I'm looking forward to the most is the men's and women's, Survivor Series match. You got on the women's side, you got JC Jane, Lola Vice, Jada Parker, and I think somebody else. And then you got Kalani Jordan and her team, and Trick Williams and his team in TNA. But I'm also looking forward to this winner take all between Darkstake and the Hardys. I kind of iffy on that match, Shake Big. I kind of not want the Hardys to lose, but I got a feeling that they might.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. With that match in particular, I don't know that I'm more excited for any one than the other. I think these are all going to be absolutely amazing. I think the Hardys win it. And I think it may set up like something later where the Dark State gets the TNA or the NXT title specifically back. So either way, you're going to continue this out. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't see the Hardys losing the TNA belts. They do hold 2 right now. I think they're trying to continue to build the Hardys towards the end of their career. I think they're going to hold 3 for a little bit.
Yeah, this is very obviously. So this is just going to be the beginning of all this. I don't even feel like there's really going to be a winner. This is going to end up with an all-out brawl on both sides. It's just going to be total chaos. We're not going to know what's going on. It's going to extend to some major PLE down the line. I just feel like.
Oh, and the opportunity is so good. Anytime the Hardys can be on my TV, I'm all in. They were on Kai's that stream. Sure. I mean, it was just, can we just talk about that for a quick second? Jeff and Matt Hardy were features on the early morning segment of Kai Cenat's Mafiathon 3, which is his subathon. I think this is his last one. It's featured the likes of, you had Ed Sheeran on there, LeBron James has been on there, Kevin Hart, just you name it. Any celebrity from your childhood, Big Time Rush was on there. They've probably been on Kai Cenat's stream. And Adam Hardy's on there, John Cena. That's another wrestling name that's been on there. So 3 wrestlers have been on Kai Cenat's stream. 2 of them are the Hardys. And that's really cool air for them to be in. And it's excellent to see the Hardys back. I couldn't be more happy. And just for them to get in front of this young group of fans, I could just go on about how huge that is for their careers yet again. But
total nostalgia.
Oh, it's so good. And just to watch like all of Kai's friends just doing
all doing a dance. It was sick.
And nobody knew Matt Hardy's, nobody knew the broken Matt Hardy.
Gimmick. I was like, man, poor Matt.
Yeah, me too. It's like nobody's a wrestling fan anymore there, but it's fine. Monday night, it's getting to that stage again in WWE where Monday night is where everything happens, and Friday is like character development. Like that's where you look to find like, okay, who am I going to look for next? Who's performing well and stuff like that. It's just gotten rough outside of the main event scene because you got Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton against the Vision right now, which is really good. But Monday night, we can get to the Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes stuff in a little bit. Main event broken down. Tornado tag match, the Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed versus the Usos. Little get even match between them. All hell breaks loose. Looks like the Usos are about to get canned, and Roman Reigns shows up. Everybody loses their minds. People thought he was going to be gone for months filming a movie. Don't know if he's done or not, but he's cooking, shows up in the Travises with a steel chair. And then Jey comes up and they're all dapping up with this tribal chief energy. Jay's like, yeah, man. And Jimmy's on the ropes like, bro, we've been down this road before, Jay. What are you doing, Jay? I had to fight you before, Jay. Why are we doing this? And it's really interesting. Are the Usos going to get back on the same page? Or are we just heading to another tribal fallout?
Dude, it seems like. Now, I was reading somewhere where Roman and them were filming. It looks like it's in the same city. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, okay, that's pretty cool that you're able to come out and make that since you're already filming in the same city. But Jay looks very, I don't know, it's like a circle going, very Roman-like, very tribal chiefy. And it just, it happens over and over through the years, just like with WrestleMania, their match wasn't the greatest. Maybe this is how you're going to fix that, give them a whole different feud, an actual storyline, not just a throw together brother versus brother thing. It just seems like they're not on the same page. And I don't know if it's more jealousy from Jimmy or it's just Jay is so focused and getting that title back, he's going to do whatever he wants and whatever he can to get it back, even if you have to take down your own brother.
And he wasn't afraid to bring that up, right? Yeah. Jay was like, I'm trying to get this world title back, man. Not that you would know anything about that. I was trying, but he didn't need to say all of that.
And what did Roman, remind him? Trust no one. That's, can't trust family. Can't trust anyone. Run through them. Yeet.
Yeah. See, Jay got taste of that World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania when he beat Gunther this past year, and it's like, he wanted to taste that. And being that he was on top of that mountain for that little while, it's like he's starting to understand and what people are saying around him, like, this is what it means to become champion. What they say, become champion, when you have power, you have great power, you have great responsibility. Jey Uso wants that. Yeah, he wants that. He wants that feeling back. It's like it's a drug. It's like once you have some of that drug, it's like that's it. You can't get enough of it. And what Jay was saying to Jimmy at the point is like, really, Jimmy should be taking that in for what Jay said. It's like if you wouldn't worry about other people around him, then he would have still been World Heavyweight Champion. And and it's like this what happens when. With me, I kind of not really of a faction or a tag team guy, because once you in that boat for quite some time, it's like that's all you're gonna know. It's about helping your partner out, helping this up. At the end of the day, no one's not your partner, man. You're trying to be world or WWE champion. You're trying to be women's world or WWE women's champion. When you in that category, you in that top, top seat in the WWE, you can't be worrying about, oh, this person got hurt or this person's getting beat up, and they brought that on themselves. Your job is to focus on becoming champion, because you got to keep your head on a swivel. And it's like everybody coming after you from the back, the front, the side, the sky, from the ground up. And that was Jay was saying. But from when this from this standpoint with Roman Reigns and Jay, I won't be surprised if Jay goes heel. But then I've been thinking, guys, I got a feeling they're going to be in another War Games match. What if this all been a little allusion to Jay, and the next Jay ends up turning on Roman Reigns at War Games? If that's the plan. He getting all this information from Jey Uso, from Roman Reigns and all, to the point where he's sizing him up. So when the right time comes, he actually turns heel on Roman. You guys think about that.
But if we go back towards, even Big Jim going back here, look at his whole family has won gold, and he's yet to win anything. No singles. You see his family win the tag team multiple times. You see U.S. title. You see World Heavyweight. You see IC title. He's got nothing. He's been getting beat up the whole time. That would piss anyone off. You think, maybe he'd be like, I'm sick of this. Maybe I'll go my way. Maybe I'll turn on them. Maybe, Big Jim coming back is number one. No yeet.
No, yeah. Listen, there's a lot of ways to go with this whole thing, and this just goes to the Paul Heyman thing. Like, this bloodline story just never ends, no matter what. And it's interesting you bring up does the Jimmy turn heel, because at this point it seems like Jey and Roman are on the same page. It seems like Roman, as much as he wouldn't mind winning a championship, he doesn't seem very interested on getting gold back at this moment. He seems interested in like the personal aspects. He was involved with Seth Rollins, but it wasn't to get towards the title. It was to get after Paul. Yeah. And now he's helping his cousins as opposed to going after Cody or going after Seth and Paul again. So it's interesting to see him take that interest in Jey, and I think that's going to continue to develop. But with how Jey and Roman are, would they really be the heels? No matter what their temperament or how they act, I don't know that they would be the heels. I think Jimmy could act bitter and sour and come off more as a heel than Jey and Roman really ever could in this situation. I think the only way Jey could is if he turns on Roman, like Bernard said, which is very possible. I see them doing that as well. But I like the Jimmy thing just because it's very different. Just for him to go heel and him to be the one to go over here, because he hasn't really done that yet. Yeah. Jey, he got his world title thing, and he had the right-hand man stuff. Jimmy was still second fiddle in that whole thing. Third, if you want to break it down to Roman being the top dog there. But, I mean, this would be his opportunity. Super Chen doesn't really feel like the Yeet Chief is going to be taken seriously. And I think a lot of people are in that boat. Genuinely, I really do. Jacob probably does fit that role better. I just don't know if they're really ready to put him in that situation just because there's so much going on. It would feel a little shoehorned in my opinion, but I agree with the sentiment that he fits that role better. I think he fits Solo's role better than Solo did at the time when he broke off from Roman. If that was Jacob instead of Solo, oh my God. It would have been insane. Hey, Mox, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. That's my guy. Moxie's my guy. Old Call of Duty homie right there. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's really good with this Roman Reigns stuff. I mean, do you feel like that's the situation given the fact that maybe do you take Jey, before I spin off, do you take Jey seriously?
To be honest with you, I take Jey seriously. But it's just the fact that, like with people like Sarah and other people, shout out to you, Sarah Marshall. But that's what happens when you look at guys like Jey and Jimmy Usos. It's like they used to being a tag team. You look at them as tag team talent, not individual single talent and all. And what if this happens to the Street Profits whenever they split or whatever? Montez Ford or Angelo Dawkins. They're talented, but they're not going to take them seriously because of the fact that they saw them as more like tag team talent instead of an individual type talent. That's why my thing is, and we go on to the next thing. If you're going to have one or the other break off from a tag team or faction, or I'd rather let it happen, rather be sooner than later. Because if not, that's how people looking at these guys now, just tag team talent.
Wow, yeah, I don't disagree. Go ahead, JC.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Bernard. I'll take him serious, especially since he already got a taste of that world title. He wants more. Everyone wants more. You don't want to just stop at one. And, like I said, even with that segment, no one's going to stay in his way either. So, yeah, it's time to take him serious. I know before everyone was iffy about his little title run, but I think he can handle it, especially now. You got Roman basically mentoring you and, in your corner. So, when he was the right-hand man, he was basically being prepped to be the new tribal chief one day. They think now is the time that he's going to become the tribal chief with Roman eventually leaving. Now it's time to groom him into that chief.
I 100% feel like that's kind of the direction. I think Jey has another world title run in him. I appreciate you listening, Mox. Logan Paul is not the greatest pro wrestler to ever live, but sir, he is damn talented.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time. Logan's so good in the ring. But just to wrap up this whole Usos conversation before we get to the love connection here. Yeah, it's really good. And as far as taking him seriously, I go back to when the whole tribal chief thing started. The I Quit match with Jimmy and Jey. How broken he was and how submissive Jey was. And then all of a sudden that turn to being that like, I don't want Roman to kick my ass again, but man, I can't stand being under this dude's foot. And just being so mad all the time and just trying to like take that anger out on everybody else. I saw that side and I was like, dude, when Jey goes single, this is what I want to see. But the yeet stuff got so over, you couldn't deny that.
Yeah.
You just couldn't. But now it's to a point where people have enjoyed that enough. You can go heel, and I would really like to see that. Jey is fine as Solo as a whole. And that's what I mean. I think we're getting back to that main event Jey Uso stuff, like not the main event-ish, right? Not the day one, not the just me Us, like the right-hand man, like that main event Jey Uso. Yeah. That is what I'm looking for and what I think we all hope to get. But, gentlemen, we're going to break it down. Maybe we got to get some chimes and some sexy music here. We're going to get a little bit of wrestling love connection, get the Barry White playing, little Marvin Gaye, whatever you get. Yeah. The weekend to set the mood if you're feeling a little freaky. Maybe it's Saturday. You had a couple glasses of red you throw on the weekend. I don't know what you do in your house. I don't know. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins just have this connection between them that it can only be described as love. From the minute they got in there, and Cody Rhodes brought this up on television, for Seth Rollins to stand across the ring from an opponent, he didn't know who it was. Kayfabe, right? He knew it was going to be Cody Rhodes. That's crazy. He didn't have a lot of advance on that, though. It came out that Vince and Cody didn't come to that agreement, and it wasn't made all that knowledgeable that much in advance. So Seth was decently in the dark. And that whole segment of Seth walking into Vince's office and asking for a match was real. He didn't have a spot going into WrestleMania. So Vince is like, okay, we're going to have a segment where you're going to tell me why you need a spot at WrestleMania. If I like it, we'll figure something out. And boy, did it align for him. And those two have been so special. They had that saga, WrestleMania, Backlash, Hell in a Cell, which is my favorite match. Take it with a grain of salt. Haven't watched that match, that many matches in comparison to some people. My favorite match I've ever watched live, Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. It is just such a special connection. It makes you think of rivalries like John Cena and Edge, John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H and The Rock, Triple H and The Undertaker, Undertaker and Mankind, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold and The Rock. All those type of things, gentlemen. And chat, you get involved as well. I'm not going to ask. I'm going to demand, at least if you've been active, that you get involved in this. What are some of your favorite love connections in WWE? It doesn't have to be WWE. In professional wrestling, those connections you just immediately saw too in the ring, and you're like, yep, I need to watch this as many times as possible.
Oh, man, you already named a lot of them.
I'm making you work here.
Yeah, now I got to really use my brain. You know how hard that is?
I got one.
I'll smell the smoke all the way from Cincy.
Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to boxing. Let's look at either Thriller in Manila or Rumble in the Jungle. Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. Mike Tyson and Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali.
You're killing me. I got nothing.
Yeah. Let's go. As a fact, Ohio State, Michigan. Let's go college football.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah, let's stay with what are we doing here?
Wrestling.
But you
You're
said,
not gonna be like
okay,
peanut
my
butter
bad.
and jelly. No, wrestling.
No, everybody likes peanut butter and jelly, but I mean, hey, you forgot when Shake Bake Trip. How about Kane and the Undertaker?
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Kane and the Undertaker.
I like Mox's Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. That's a deep cut and really recent, but those two have not missed together.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens with a lot of people. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
John Cena and The Rock.
Rey Mysterio and Batista was fun for a little bit.
Rey Mysterio and Kurt
Yeah,
Angle is another one
Kurt
that's
Angle.
really special. Oh my God, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
just
missed that.
absolutely phenomenal. Shawn Michaels, as much as they hated each other, you want to talk about twin flames, a toxic relationship, but you can't stay away from each other. Brett and Shawn, they worked so well in the ring together, as much as they didn't like each other. Chat, I mean, feel free to chime in. I mean, there's just so many things, and talk about the aspects of those rivalries too. That you
got
like.
one. Macho Man and Hogan.
Yes. What was your favorite thing about that?
About Macho Man and Hogan?
Yeah, like
How
the
old
way
do you think
they
I am?
wrestled. Yeah, I mean, like
The
you've
promos.
watched
I
it
just like the
back.
promos, dude. Freaking Macho. Oh yeah, just the promos, man.
Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
That's
great.
great
Even
too.
recent. Yeah,
I was thinking
that one.
Becky Lynch and Bailey. Every time I watch those two wrestle, it is so phenomenal.
Karma in the ring, because that's all it was.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Sasha Banks and Bailey. No, Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. That was that connection all the way from NXT. That was really good. There's just so many. It's just that's the thing about wrestling, and my point of getting at this, it's like, again, to the point of no titles. It's so much deeper than wins and losses. And that's great to get to have that as a factor. Oh, this person's never beaten this person. That adds an emotional thing to it. Like they're dying to beat this person. That's what it's really about, is that emotional factor and feeling those things and wanting this person to win so bad. And that's where I'm at with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I wanted Seth. I was in the building at WrestleMania 38.
Nice.
And the more I thought about it, the more I got upset. I wanted Seth. Seth Rollins was the backstory here. I started watching again in 2019. I was working in a school with one of my old buddies, big wrestling fan. I stopped watching for a long time because I let it get to me that it was like, oh, it's dumb. Why do you watch it like you're an adult? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And, it got a little harder to watch with my schedule. So I just stopped. And my buddy's like, you should get into it. You should just watch it, find one person, make that your guy like when you were a kid, and just go. I was like, all right, man, I'll give it a shot. Seth Rollins, I watched him. I was like, that's my freaking guy. Great in the ring. Just had this charisma about him. At the time he was the Monday Night Messiah, this holier than thou. I'm smarter than you. Slick with the tongue. That is my guy. A psychologist, man. He was very smart. Everything he did, it felt like it had a purpose to me. And that's what I really loved. Cody Rhodes is the same way, man. You can't tell me there's not a thing that man does when he walks out of the curtain that's not on purpose. It's just so calculated, and Triple H was the same way. That's why I love him so much. John Cena, I thought, was a little more cookie cutter. Not that he wasn't great in his psychology and getting the crowd to do exactly what he wanted to do. And I feel like that's taking away too much. And I feel bad saying it the way I did, but it's just a different type of game guys like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins have to play, because they're not those big guys. They're not like the big, massive muscle man that's easy to put on a poster. No. They have to earn their way on a poster. And Seth Rollins had the promo against, it might have been Roman. It was against someone. It was like, you are who you are because you were born that way. I am who I am because I made myself this way. And I was like, yeah, he's the best in the business. I don't know what to tell you. And it's just stuff like that, guys. It's so emotional to me to watch these two superstars. If WrestleMania 38 with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes isn't an instant classic the way it is, Cody doesn't have the run he does in WWE.
No.
Nobody sang his song at WrestleMania 38. People know Cody Rhodes, of course, but nobody knew who the not nobody, I'm sorry, but a majority of the people didn't know the American Nightmare. And if he didn't go over and have that performance with Seth Rollins, it doesn't happen.
I agree. I guess back to with the Cena. It seems like with Cena, not to take away, but he really drew off people's emotions, which is perfectly fine. You could do that. You know which way to play. With Cody and Seth, it's very methodical, and it feels like they're really cerebral with it. And like you said, there is a purpose. There is a story to it. You're not just going to cheer to cheer. You're not going to boo to boo. There's a whole story that you're grasping with it, which makes it so much. Just so much cooler as a fan. Nothing against Cena. It's a different take than something we're used to. When you go all the way from where it started, it's been the same copy and cut, paste, whatever you want to call it. Same thing over and over again with these big muscle heads and rinse repeat. It works. It's great. It's perfect. Ain't broke. Don't fix it. But with this, it's something new that this generation hasn't really seen, and it's just awesome the way it is. Just the same way, not with just Cody and Seth, but even Seth and Punk. Same way.
PG, what do you got on him, man?
And I'm just in awe, man. I'm just speechless. JC said everything basically what I was thinking. And yeah, no problem. But it just, with Seth Rollins, man. Seth Rollins, has that. Seth Rollins, that dude, man, and he wants to have everybody believe that when things get hard, he didn't run away, which is true. He didn't run away. He was there during the time it was going down. He was there during the COVID era. He's there now, and he wants people to be beside. I don't think Seth have to be with. It have to be with him. I just think that Seth Rollins wants fans to really behind a guy that's not gonna that's been there from day one and that been there through the growing pains and all that stuff and all like that's why I think he kind of despised CM Punk in a way too. So Cody Rhodes, but Seth Rollins understand why Cody Rhodes left. He said I can commend you with that. If you got to get better, if you want to get better and all, and be one of the top guys in WWE, you have to do what you have to do, which is stick with from WWE to come back. Where CM Punk, everybody and their daddy know about that story. But Seth Rollins, as much as I don't like him right now, I love him as a fan, but I don't like him right now because of what's his heel run and all. But Seth Rollins is that dude. He did this with a bad back and basically a torn ligament, ligament torn away from his leg and all, and he carried company on your back like that. Hey, props to you, Seth Rollins. Sign me up to go to your school. Shoot, whatever I got to do. But
Bernard's signing up for Black and Brave tomorrow.
but seriously, I think Seth Rollins, this is a must win from him next week. I mean, we can all agree to that. It has to.
Yeah. Listen, gentlemen, I can't tell you how much fun I had tonight. Absolutely phenomenal show. Super Chen, you tore it down in chat. Mox, I appreciate you stopping by, man. If you haven't done it already and you're watching on X, make sure you hit that follow button. Hit the like on the video as well. And do me a favor, just go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you like listening on X. I'm not going to hold you to that. That's cool. I love that you're hanging out, listening to us. Really appreciate that support every single week. It means so much. But if you hop over to that YouTube channel, that helps us out a whole bunch. And there's a lot of other content you can check out as well. Make sure you follow Stadium Rant and all the boys. I am at the Shake and Bake on all social media. You can follow Bernard Green. What is it? 04 on X.
At Bernard Green 4.
Yeah, at Bernard Green 4 on X. JC's got the JEC Kirk SR on social media. Follow all the boys. Follow Stadium Rant. Check out stadiumrant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. And until next time, if you're not down with it, we got 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.
The mother in me.